In this Snap Life episode, we're going to talk about being the chef, or actually not being the chef. Not being the chef. The cooking reality shows have left us with the idea that in the kitchen, the general is the chef. Well, I'm Bill Snodgrass. We're going to talk about the idea of the chef and the general and those sorts of things. And if you are watching the video, just know there is a podcast version of this. You can go down in the description section of the video, check out the links to the podcast. And if you're listening to the podcast, please check out my YouTube channel where there are other life lesson and motivational videos. All right, the chef is the general in the kitchen. I'm going to get to a point. I'm going to start by going back in time, back to when I was high school and early college. I worked at McDonald's, and also my sister worked at McDonald's. She's older than I am, and she was like 4 years up the management chain higher than I was. And I was in training, I think, to be, they had this thing called the associate manager, which was an hourly paid store manager, shift manager, whatever you want to call it. And we were doing some training. We were talking about at that point in time, this would have been in the late 70s, McDonald's was very strict about the menu, and they didn't add items or take items out. And I asked, why can't a franchise owner add regional items to the menu? And she said, well, the menu items are determined by the corporation, the office. The franchise has to follow the rules of the corporation. And the corporation has chefs and research kitchens and test kitchens and marketing. And so they had a very, from the top down, a set of rules to follow regarding menu items. I was like, well, a franchise owner, they should be able to do what they want to do. And this is the lesson I learned that I want to pass on to you. The profound lesson. She said, if the franchise owners want to do what the franchise owners want to do, then they wouldn't be part of the franchise. That made a lot of sense to me. If you want to be part of the franchise, you've got to do what the franchise wants to do. I had a sports situation where I was assistant basketball coach. We had a really good player, but his play style didn't really fit with the way the team operated. He was a young player, and most of the starters were seniors and juniors. Now, for the time being, he didn't fit with the team's playing style. Now, the alternative was he could wait around for the style to change, or he could do things the way that the team did them. He couldn't do the things he wanted to do the way he wanted to do them as a young player because it didn't fit with the way the things were going on that team. So he had to stay on the team and do it the team's way until those other guys graduated, and then the coach was going to change the whole team to fit his playing style, which ultimately was a very successful decision for the coach and for the team. If you're on the team, whatever that team is, whether you work in a retail environment, whether you work in a corporate environment, whether you work in a trade environment where you can't just go build the house you want to build. You got to follow the blueprints. And if you don't want to follow the blueprints of the house that's being built, then you don't take the job. And that is the lesson in this Snap Life episode. If you don't want to follow the blueprints, if you don't want to be part of the franchise, if you don't want to be part of the team, then don't be part of the team. But if you want to be part of the team, then you've got to do things the way the team does it. Be part of the team, be part of the franchise. You're not the chef. The chef dictates the menu. It trickles down from the top all the way down to the person who is, stirring the whipped cream thing to make the topping. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please click the like button, sign up for notifications, leave me a comment, question, or suggestion. That's all for this one. I will see you in the next one.